Hello, beautiful people. Most welcome to the page here on GBC News. This is where we do chit chat, and this is where we get those who matter when it comes to sports development to really tell us up. You see, for today, we want to focus and do a very, very intense discussion about the life of Ghana tennis. I'm using Ghana tennis as a human being. Ghana tennis has enjoyed some good times before, but currently, when we really talk about Ghana tennis, it's not all that good. Looking at what is happening worldwide, not long ago, a certain 18-year-old or 17-year-old girl made Great Britain very, very proud after 44-something years or 40-something plus years. And the girl, her likes we can find in Ghana. But how do we also get there? Okay, so today, we're looking at developing Ghana tennis and using Tennis Foundation Ghana as a test case. Let's look at it. This is a group that for some time now have been very, very vibrant and doing things beyond people's imaginations, because the rate at which they do their activities and how open they're doing things. I'm wondering, and people have been wondering, where exactly this group of dynamic people wanting to help Ghana tennis at free will without any cost. Okay, so today I've got the man who is behind this group called Tennis Foundation Ghana, and today we'll really let him go through, open it to Ghanaians. What really motivates him? Because how did you see Ghanaians really going out there and doing something for free? And just at the end, smile and say, oh, because somebody is smiling, I'm happy. In COVID situations and in the midst of COVID, most sporting disciplines were on their knees, everybody stopped. But something happened. For Ghana tennis, there were always activities, not only indoors, but we got young boys, young girls, parents from elsewhere coming into the country, believing in Ghana and saying that, okay, let's still do it. You go on the ITF website, and there is Ghana, Accra, something happening in Accra. Globally, people are building their points here and there. Something that our players must go and really go and look for the point. They are getting it closer here. Not long ago, we saw so many things happening. And all, if you check and you look deep down, we'll be told that it is Tennis Foundation Ghana. Even the Accra Sports Stadium tennis court, we've seen facelifts here and there, all by this group. So today, I really want to find out from the CEO of Tennis Foundation Ghana. He is in the house. Mr. Roger Crawford is in the house to really walk us through, sincerely open it up to us, so that at least if corporate Ghana and benevolent individuals can come on board and support, at the end of the day, it's going to be a win-win for Ghana. We'll be hosting the African Games. What are the targets for tennis in this country? So many questions we need to ask. What happens to our local players? How do we get more competitions to let them become more competitive? How do we do it? So these are some of the questions I'll try to be elucidating answers from this gentleman we have here. He's a Ghanaian, and so he will tell me more about it. Let me turn and introduce my guest that I have. I have, once again, Mr. Roger Crawford in the house. Sir, good to have you.
Thank you, Stu. Good to
Wow.
be here again.
Every day you wear a smile.
Yes.
What is behind it?
It's just pure love for people and to give back to the sport that has also given me so much.
Are you a tennis player?
Yes.
Did you play for Ghana?
In the juniors, yes. Back in the day, yes.
Walk us through, because there are so many people who love tennis. And so for the today person like myself,
Yeah.
who haven't even seen an AFCON trophy before being hoisted by Ghanaians, a team. So just walk us through, in your days, which year was that and how was it like?
So I played, so I started as a ball boy, actually, at Kaneshi Sports Complex.
Ball boy?
Yes. As a
Complex?
Kaneshi Complex, yes.
Okay.
I was chief ball boy at Kaneshi Complex after just right after Francophone's group. So I was actually right on their heels. So he and I, played in a couple tournaments together, but then he was clearly a much better player. And I heard and was playing Eastern Central Africa and ITF junior circuits and stuff like that. So I, from ball boy, then I graduated to being one of the, up and coming local boys. So I believe it was 91 and 92 that I part of a team with Tete Kwe, Aduajin, represented Ghana, the Prince Cup, and also the Central Bank of Nigeria Cup in Lagos.
Wow.
Yeah. But then after that, I traveled, played, and so I'm from here.
So can we say tennis is in your DNA?
Absolutely.
And so what is it with this sport that I've seen people who started with sports, they get to a stage and say, okay, Charlie, let me just focus on another one. Maybe this is, will you say yours is a calling?
This is the second time I'm hearing that. I don't know if I can call that a calling, but when you do something genuinely and you do it out of your heart, it comes across to people like that. And for the untrained eye, they think, oh, you're getting something out of it. But if I give you my history of where I came from as a boy, like I was telling you, and club members from Kennedy Sports Complex, helping me with a shoe here, a racket here, a bag here, paying for my air travels and that kind of stuff, there's absolutely no way that if I have, I'm doing well now, I wouldn't come back and do that for the next person. And I don't want to do it for one person. I want to do it for as many kids are available. And so that's what Tennis Foundation is about.
Okay, so now that you've brought the subject up, what brought about Tennis Foundation? What model is that? What really is into it? We once upon a time woke up and were told that there is this thing called Tennis Foundation.
Yes. So I lived in the States for a long time. And then, of course, following what was going on with tennis here, like you said in your introduction, I mean, tennis in Ghana enjoyed a long time of, being at the top, even being one of the top sports in the country when we hosted Davis Cup and stuff here, late 80s, early 90s, And then after some time, I mean, through leadership, it just went into the ditch. And we all sat back, and most of us, had gone planning our families or our own lives. But then I look back and I tell you, I believe it was the summer of 2017 that I visited Ghana and was at the stadium. And Theo, I'm telling you, I actually cried at the stadium. I cried like a kid because they hosted, I believe they were refurbishing the executive stands on the soccer field. So everybody had to walk by the tennis court through to the main gate to exit. And you have these ladies from the National Sports Authority wearing their heels, walking on the court and all that. And I'm like, absolutely not. There's no way that can happen. Then there's like, the whole place was dirty with plastic and all that. And I'm like, no, this is tennis. If we don't respect our sport, there's no way others are going to come and respect it. So immediately I organized the case, we cleaned the place and all that. And that was the birth of Tennis Foundation Ghana. Because I realized then that if we just want to come and revamp the Ghana Tennis Federation, which had become, basically a shadow of itself, it wasn't going to do anything. But as a private organization, we can actually lend support and cover some of the areas that they don't do. I always tell people about the same model working in the UK, because the LTA in the UK is their version of the Ghana Tennis Federation, and then they have Tennis Foundation UK, which does the other things and augments what the LTA doesn't do. So it's the same model here.
So currently, how should someone describe the role of Tennis Foundation in Ghana tennis development?
Okay, so Tennis Foundation, as my mantra has always been, is here to make the Ghana Tennis Federation shine. When you talk about tennis in Ghana, automatically everybody goes to Ghana Tennis Federation. But somehow, in our Ghanaian warped mentality, people call us or see us as competitors to the Ghana Tennis Federation. No, we're not competitors. Personally, I'm a member of 2 committees on the Ghana Tennis Federation. I'm on the Sponsorship and Marketing Committee, and I'm also on the Gender and Equity Committee. So I'm part of the Ghana Tennis Federation. But there are things that we can't do through that, so we do it privately to still support. as you know, for a long time, I mean, government was supporting what you guys call risk finance sports. So it used to be lesser known sports. I didn't like that. Then you call it risk finance sports, which is apt, but I don't know if I where I stand on that. So now that doesn't happen anymore. So we have to also reinvent ourselves and find ways to, revive our sport and move forward until the government ceases fit again to put money back into a sport like tennis.
What do you also say? Viewers, let's go and then watch this. Some time back, GBC News, we've been on the tennis court for some time now, and so anything Ghana tennis, we try to bring it to the doorsteps of many viewers across the country. So I remember the story we did, and we realized that Tennis Foundation Ghana went to support the development of girls tennis. Let's have a flashback. I have a question I need to ask Roger. So, Tennis Challenger Series was played in this country. Let's bring you a flashback of one of the stories we went to cover just about this particular subject. The biggest tennis tournament designed for female players in the country is underway at the Accra Sports Stadium tennis courts. The Tennis Foundation Ghana, with support from the Ghana Tennis Federation, is organizing the 3-month event. As a means of motivating the ladies to give up their best, Second Serve Tennis Shop, a subsidiary of Tennis Foundation Ghana, has presented a check for 10,000 cedis to the Gender and Equity Committee of the Ghana Tennis Federation. The money is serving as sponsorship for the 5-leg series of the TFG GTF Ladies Challenger Series. Officials were grateful.
I'll say a very big thank you to the sponsor, and we're looking forward for more. And I know this one, it will bring up more girls and more women from wherever they are to continue to participate, and we're looking also forward to have more activities from now onwards.
Tennis has been dead for some time, so we're trying to revive it by having more and more tournaments. So this is the opening of the Ladies Challenge tournament. A lot of boys have been playing tennis, and we need to encourage the girls as well in every sphere of life in Ghana and in the world. So it's not just tennis, but we feel with a little extra encouragement it will also help, because ladies tennis too is an important part of tennis, and we need to keep them occupied.
We have ITF coming up from April 14th. So we just want to ginger our players so that they can compete with the foreign players coming.
More than 30 players from all over the country are participating. The 5-series tournament will see the ladies compete twice in January, twice in February, and wrap it up with a third challenge in March this year. The aim is to, among others, raise the profile of female tennis in the country, as well as select the best players to augment the current national team for the upcoming Fed Cup, now christened Billie Jean King Cup, in June 2021. So viewers, this was a flashback, something that happened some time back. So I'm coming to my main one. For so many years, months, weeks, days, hours on the tennis courts, we never saw any seriously designed or specifically designed competition for female tennis players in this country.
Right.
Most of them we see social tennis players, ladies, trying to just have fun.
Right.
Why did you guys? And we saw a dummy check.
Yes.
With Second Serve.
And Tennis Foundation, yes. We sponsored it.
But you earlier on said you are part of the committees,
yes,
of Ghana Tennis.
Yes. And
you're still doing this.
Absolutely.
So how did you get this one?
So, I mean, the genesis of the 5 Ladies Challenger Series came about because, again, as part of the group that basically signed Ghana up for the Fed Cup in Lithuania for the first time. We were actually planning on hosting it here in Ghana, but we lost the bid to Lithuania. And in a bid for us to show or put on a good show, since it was our first time, I realized that, I mean, again, there wasn't any preparation or anything going on. It was January. You know, it was after COVID, and the ITF basically was interested in helping tennis, reviving tennis. And I know for the men, we were able to secure some funding for them to play 2 weeks of ITF tournaments for the men with some prize money. There was nothing for the ladies. Again, it wasn't because the ITF said no ladies. It was only because we as a federation failed to apply for that fund to host for our ladies to play. So Tennis Foundation Ghana, this fell like right in our laps, and I'm like, if we are going to go to Lithuania in June, and we are here in January, and there is no preparation for our girls, how are we going to go in June to play? So you know what? Through our second serve tennis show, we can come up with some money for us to organize this for the ladies. So we came up and organized this 5 series for the girls. And it was encouraging because girls came from all over the country. We made sure we put them in hotels to encourage them, because we don't want people coming all the way and bearing that cost themselves. So those were extra costs that we took on, behind the scenes and all that, because tennis is money, and that's how it should be done. You can't invite somebody. We had a girl come all the way from 3-4 weeks. You can't expect her to be going back and forth, sleep in their own hotel, and then not have anything. So that was all covered for them.
Okay, so there was this one too. I look at not only girls playing, but the opportunity to identify somebody we might not have known that if you give that person the opportunity, can shine. And so there was this 13-year-old lady I keep mentioning her name, Ikua, from Germany. Never knew Ghanaian girls were there doing magic. I always hear them, but to come back home and say, I love to play for my country, was a huge statement. And the girl at the age 13 is doing good. And I feel when such potentials are given more support and encouragement, can become the next big star. Now, Britain is celebrating something good in tennis because of a 17-year-old girl that has made it. So if, for instance, we don't give opportunities, how do we get it here? So let's go to the courts again. Remember, it is girls, so you will see plenty. But the final, we saw some enthusiastic people there. Let's enjoy it. When we come back, I asked Roger more about identifying talent. So 13-year-old Ikria emerged winner in one of the series events. So let's go back to the tennis court of the Accra Sports Stadium. No. The finals of the ladies' event of the Accra Open Tennis Championship was between a 13-year-old German-born Ghanaian, Ekwi Akuma Hansen, and experienced Osu-based Annette Kushank. The two locked horns weeks ago in the finals of the Ladies Challenger Series Season 4, where Hansen won. It was therefore a repeat or revenge. The two players served the enthusiastic crowd that watched the final with some great tennis artistry. Ekwi Akuma Hansen was a delight to watch with her determination and energy. She won the first set 6-2. Annette, with the crowd behind her, tried a comeback, but the 13-year-old was firm and focused. She forced the experienced Annette to commit loads of unforced errors. She won the second set 6-2 and received a standing ovation from the crowd. For effort, officials presented a trophy and academic scholarship worth $2,000. For finishing second, Annette Kushank had a special plaque and a cash of $1,000. Ekwi Akuma Hansen says her aim is to represent Ghana at the national level.
Ghana is my home, so I want to play for my home. I want to be the #1 in the whole world. It's not like just saying it. I want to really achieve this. It's my dream.
Despite losing 4 finals between January and March this year, Annette Kushank says she hopes to be Ghana's #1 in future.
The 4th edition too, I didn't play my best. Today too, I didn't play my best. To be #1, yeah. To play for Ghana. I've played for Ghana several times, but still I want to come back and play for Ghana again.
The 2021 edition of the Accra Open Tennis Championship was put together by a philanthropist, Mr. Amwako Boafo. You know why I played this?
Why?
Your team refurbished the Accra Sports Stadium tennis court.
Yes.
After the tournament, this event came up.
Yes.
Your logo, you're part of the sponsors.
Yes.
We decided just to mention the main one, but you keep doing things not alone, but in partnership with others. That's why I asked earlier on that what really is the role of Ghana Tennis Foundation?
Tennis Foundation Ghana.
Tennis Foundation.
Well,
Ghana.
so as
you see, it's not like, okay, we want to do a show, so we're doing it on our own.
Yes.
You keep, if somebody comes, it's like it's an open arm.
Absolutely. I actually reached out to Amakun's team and said, we're going to refurbish the courts. Since you guys also, are interested in doing this, can we do that together? I reached out to a couple of people interested in refurbishing the Winnipeg courts. And
really?
Yes, and it should happen, but there is this politicking going on. And I'm not a big fan of that, but it looks like it's part of the landscape in Ghana. But again, if we can do it alone, we'll do it. But where there are partners, we'll rather do it with partners, because at the end of the day, no one person or a group can solve all of Ghana's sports or tennis issues. So we collaborate with everyone or anyone who shows up. And in actual fact, if you go to the stadium right now, we have a small office that I always duck and get into. That office is supposed to provide administrative support for every tennis tournament held there.
And it was put there
by Tennis Foundation.
Tennis Foundation.
We can't run a modern tennis operation without an office with like a computer and a printer or internet service. Basic. We needed that there.
So that school of thought, that's the fear of the unknown. That someone says, okay, so Tennis Foundation Ghana is usurping Ghana Tennis Federation's role.
People say that all the time.
Is it true?
It's not true. We're not going to say because the Ghana Tennis Federation is the mother body and is unable to do something, therefore nobody should do it. That's why me being a member of some of the committees, also go through the committees to do that. In actual fact, if you look at the Ladies Challenger Series, I actually handed it over to my committee to do that. So the lady Hajia Yakubu,
yes.
Hajia Zinabu Akoto, who spoke, she is actually the chairperson of our committee.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and your entity decided to dole out that money
to them, so they will organize.
So who organized it? Tennis Foundation.
So we organized it. We got Tennis Foundation Ghana through the Gender and Equity Committee put it together.
Okay.
But we didn't want to be seen as, like you said, like coming in and doing everything. When there's a gender committee and we're talking about a women's tournament, absolutely the right thing to do will be to go through there.
So after the Challenger Series,
mm-hmm.
What was the response and what inspired you out of all the response that you had?
I mean, seeing Ikuya play, for example, was great. Seeing the Macaulay sisters also do well, and now the other one winning one or two of the series was also great. And then seeing all the the competition and they all of a sudden they all came out shining because tennis is a sport that thrives on competition, and if there's no competition, then everybody puts their swords down. They go to sleep. But because of that, because there was a Challenger Series coming, they started practicing every day. And that is what we need, not just for girls, but for boys as well. Let me just take a minute to explain something we call the 10,000 hours philosophy in a sport like tennis or even playing a musical instrument. Psychologists believe that you have to put in a minimum of 10,000 hours to be able to get to an appreciable level. If you break that down, that is about 14 years. That is with you playing 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. That will take you 14 years. So if you have somebody coming to the stadium playing for 30 minutes and somebody else kicking him off the court or at your local club, it's going to take us 28, 56 years, and we still don't have a champion. We need to give the kids an opportunity. We need to give them the time so they can quickly develop. It's like going to school. There are things you have to do from class 1 to 6, so you are good enough to go to college or go to university. If you waste that time and you're not doing it, by the time college rolls around, you'll still be an old man and still not have the skill set or the knowledge to be able to get to the next level. And that's where we are.
So what is pushing your outfit to be doing this Junior World Tour event all over?
So the Junior World Tour, as you rightly said, we have a lot of boys, okay? Now we have girls too who play. And it is always difficult. I mean, a couple of years ago, during the time of Benjamin Palm and some of his group, they were traveling to Cote d'Ivoire, for example, for a tournament. And they all came in like, hey, Mr. Roger, can you push us? Can you support us to go? And of course I did. you know. But then I started thinking, why do we always have to do that and go somewhere else to play?
Okay, so hold on. My director will play me the ITF J5. That was the previous one, not the just ended one. So
Right.
don't get it twisted. But it's all about getting the youth on the court. Let's go. Continue talking. We'll have a feel of it. So whilst Roger explains why they are so passionate, because in the midst of COVID, seriously, most disciplines came to it. And it was like everybody was watching. What will happen? And the response from parents outside the country who said, we will come with our kids.
Yeah, and they all came.
And they all came in their numbers, and
Yes.
it was, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, so on our screens, this some of the events that happened, and the courts came back to life. These young girls, when you ask them, and the excitement alone,
Yes.
the opportunity to come, some, it was their first time coming to Africa.
Right.
Others to Ghana. So you ask, wow. So why are you? What really?
So if you look at again, let me go back to why it is important to host these events here. So a lot of our kids, okay, or our families do not have the financial support to be able to send kids around the world to play for points. Remember, the whole thing about ITF juniors is for you to play for points. The more points you accrue, just like the senior tour. So that's the junior tour. And most kids who play in the junior tour, they play because they want to have points enough to see by the time they are 18 whether they are good enough to go to the pro level or they are good enough to go to college. That is the opportunity, that is the ceiling for most of our kids here in Ghana. They get to 18, after under 18, there is nothing for them because for some reason, a lot of them are also not in school. So getting these tournaments here for them makes it easier for them to now play for the same things in their backyard. So like this year, for example, we've played 6 weeks of that tournament. I think we're one of the most in Africa, other than maybe Tunisia. So we want to even increase that more, give them the opportunity, because it's easier for us to bring the world here, have them stay in our hotels, boost our local economy. And you know, Ghana already always enjoys this reputation as being a safe haven.
Yes,
in
currently
Africa.
the tagline we are being told by the tourism ministry is that center of the world.
Yes.
So when you come to Ghana, you are in
That's
the world.
actually apt, because you know I always joke with this, but we are on longitude 0 and latitude 0.
Yes, so center of the world.
Yes.
So they come and play the tennis at the center of the world.
Yes. So I mean, bringing these kids here is always good for our kids because one, they can travel out, and you know we can afford to send all our players out, but it's easier for them to live at home and play. Plus, it helps us also because now we're able to bring some of the best kids in the world here. I mean, these guys we had this last one in August. We were ranked in the top 300s, and now some of them are in the 200s.
Whoa.
One of them, I believe, was able to play in the US Open Juniors.
Wow!
So now, I mean, our kids are competing with kids like that. Absolutely great for our sport here, for the development of our sport. Plus, if our little ones, our under 10s, under 12s, see those kids playing, they have something to aspire to. If they are not seeing that, then there is nothing for them to aspire to.
So, time runs fast when the discussions becomes very, very
Yes.
technical. How do we, or what do you think is the solution to the current problems in Ghana tennis? I call it problems because, you see, we were at a certain level. When it comes to Davis Cup, we're playing. Now here we are in Eurozone 3 or...
So Theo,
what can we do? How do we start it?
So again, we have to start from the grassroots. It's junior development, but we have to start with people who know what you're doing. So it all comes back to leadership. You get it? I mean, early this morning, I wrote a petition asking for people to sign because the current administration of the Ghana Tennis Federation hasn't held one annual general meeting since they were elected in 2019. Our constitution says we have to hold another annual general meeting every year, once every year. 2020, you say COVID, but I'm telling you, I mean, you know, through Second Serve, we sell stuff through Head. We held our annual general meeting. We held one with Wilson, with all our suppliers. The ITF even held a general meeting. What we haven't done that, so there is no way of us taking stock and then coming up with ideas for the next one. So I say, look, we're not going to wait for 3 years, 4 years before we hold annual general meeting. Let us start now. People also have ideas that we can all share. You know, but the whole thing then turns into politics, which is not. So again, the way to solve our issues right now is to start from the grassroots. But again, you have to put people who know what you're doing there to develop that. And Theo, let me tell you one thing. People always say, well, there's no money and the corporate people are not coming in and all that. Fine, let them do their thing. But there are ways for us to get this thing done or these things done in Ghana using the little that we have. It's no secret. It's no secret that if you have 10,000 cedis and you put it in the 91-day treasury, you get some profit on it. Did you know that? There's no secret.
So you feel that the solution is around?
Yes.
And we can do it?
The solution is around. We can do it.
So
we have proved through Tennis Foundation Ghana that we can do these events.
Okay. So with our year time is up anyway, but we'll be checking out. So with this African Games,
yes,
can we stand the test of time with the quality that is coming?
Well, we have to start now.
Now.
Okay. And I just started talking to some of the members of the.
So we started now.
LOC.
So it has started now.
Yes, we have to. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Viewers, how time runs fast. Thank you very much for doing that. I know you want more. Maybe I'll plead with Roger when I get another time. I'll get Roger here again. But it's been an insightful discussion, and we are talking about the development of tennis. So if you're out there and you feel that there's more ideas that we can do it, the likes of Amwakon and Ku out there who really wants to help push it, everybody that wants to help push it, come on board. Let's do it, because I feel football is not the only baby in this country. There are so many sporting disciplines that can hoist the flag of Ghana high. Thank you very much, Roger, for your time. I'm so humbled for your time. And you